Hey you guys, thanks for hanging out with me for a little bit, listening to my story time about how I gave Halsey the blankie. I'm Jules, thanks for tuning in, and I'm gonna go over like the 2 nights that I was in Philly. So I saw Halsey night 1 and night 2 at the Fillmore, which was great. The Fillmore was the first concert venue that I've ever been to. Like, it was where I saw my first concert, so it was really like full circle to see them on stage. So like that was really cool just in and of itself. The first night I had VIP tickets, so I went with my friends, and shout out Nicole, shout out Connie, shout out Vera, shout out Georgie, shout out Mimi, shout out Jack, shout out Quinn, shout out everyone who I saw both nights. But like, just have to shout out my friends really quick. So we were going around and like, messing around, having fun before the show. First night, and show's great, so lovely, had the best time with my best friends. It was great and beautiful, fantastic. I get a DM from Kelly, and Kelly tells me that she ran into Anthony and that she told Anthony that I have the blanket. The blanket was in my car because I refused. I've said it, I've posted this so many times, but I refused to bring the blanket in because I didn't want security to take it from me. I put such a labor of love that went into this blanket, and if security would have taken it from me, I don't even want to think about who I would become if security took that blanket from me. Yeah, I don't even want to think about it because I would become someone so ugly, and I wasn't going to risk that. I wasn't going to risk that. So, didn't bring it. Well, it was in my car. Didn't bring it in. Not doing that. So, I get that DM and I'm like, oh my God. So, Kelly tells me Anthony didn't know that the blanket was for Halsey. So, Kelly was like, he's going to try to find you. If you worked security at the Fillmore concert for Halsey, honestly, night 1 or night 2, I'm talking about night 1, but I went up to probably 4 different security employees at this venue and was like, hey, so I have this blanket and it's huge and it's for Halsey and she knows about it, and do you think I could give it to them? And all of them were like, no. And I said, no, and that, right, and that makes sense, right? I said, it's like a 2-story blanket, and they said, so didn't give it to her that night. That's okay, that's fine. So I get home, didn't find Anthony. Oh, I'm skipping such a fun part. So after the show, after I get that DM from Kelly, me, Connie, Vera, Georgie, and Mimi, and Nicole all go to my car. We're like, let's get the blanket. Grab the blanket. I'm running around the streets of Philadelphia with this giant box. I don't know, like I said, I don't know how to edit this. Maybe I'll send this to a friend and see if they can edit it. But running around Philadelphia with this box. And then we go behind the venue, because that's where security was telling me if there was a chance of me giving it to Halsey, it would be behind the venue. So I said, okay, great. I was like, troops, we are going behind the venue. And we went behind the venue. We waited there. Mind you, it's raining. It's pouring. It's torrential downpouring. I might even be so generous to say. Very much coming down. It's coming down. Anyway, so coming down, a hurricane. If you hear that, that's my cat peeing. And like I said, I am not editing it, but unless if one of my friends does, we'll see. If you're watching this, it's because they didn't edit it. But So we're like waiting and I'm DMing. Also, if you're online at this point, you know that I am actively being so annoying on twitter.com. On twitter.gov, I am being so annoying. I am saying, hey, at Anthony, hey, at Halsey, hey, come on outside. I have your blanket. And for those of you who were also tagging them in those posts, thank you. Didn't get it to her that night, but I appreciate that more than anyone knows. And thank you for that. Thank you. Just like, thank you. You know, like all of you who are watching this, 1, who care about me, 2, who cared about the blanket, 3, who care about Halsey, 4. Yeah. Thanks. Anyway, after like, I don't know how long we were out there. Probably like, I don't know. I feel like time didn't exist those 2 days. So we were out there for a hot sec. And then we were like, hey, let's just go home. We have tomorrow. So we go home. I'm like, Anthony, see you tomorrow, King, with the blanket. And I get home. We're driving. I drop my friend off. I drop Nicole off. I get back to my apartment and I see Anthony Lee followed you. Oh, cool. So I DM'd him and I said, project Give Halsey This Blanket is underway. And he said, and I said, oh, so it was happening. If you made it this far, thank you, because we have not even gotten to night 2 yet. So let's get to night 2. Night 2, I like DM'd Anthony again, like midday. And I was like, hey, so I know that you all, like you and the team put so much effort into organizing this tour. Hey, Mimi. Put so much effort into organizing this tour. And like, obviously there's like schedules that I'm not aware of. And let me know how this is like going to be easiest to give you this blanket. And like, cause I know that like, I'm giving you a blanket. Like if for those without ears to know, that sounds wild for me to be like, hey, can you like set this time aside to give me this blanket? Anyway, whatever. So I'm like, let me know. I didn't hear from him. I wasn't expecting to hear from him. I'm driving to the venue with Nicole, pick up Nicole. We look so cute. And I park my car. First of all, we get to the parking lot and the guy's like, okay, so like you guys have 5 minutes until after the venue closes to get your car, because then this lot's closing. Like we're locking it. And me and Nicole look at each other and we're like, oh yeah, that's not gonna work because we have something to give Halsey. So we look at each other. We're like, mind you, we already paid for parking. And he was like, oh, like I guess you can park out on this like on the side of the road. And we were like, great, we'll do that. So we parked on the side of the road. As soon as I parked, I like opened my DMs to Anthony being like, let's just see what he says. Because I didn't know if he wanted to do it before the concert. So I opened my DMs. I don't have anything from him. Mind you, I'm in the DMs. It says Anthony V and there's nothing. And then I see the dots and I see, hey, my brother in Christ. Hello. Yes. Hello, Anthony Lee. Yes. So he's like, after the show is going to be best. I said, okay, great. And then he was like, I don't know what he said. He like said things and it like didn't process in my brain like what he said. He was like, I'll see if I can get someone out to your car, but like it's definitely going to be after. Great. That's in my knower. Awesome. Got it. Let's have a fun time at this concert. So we go to the concert. Mind you, first night we had VIP, second night no VIP. Fine. Still such a fun concert. Had the best time. Second night, it's me and Nicole and Connie and Georgie, and we're all together for a little bit, and then Connie and Georgie go up to the balcony, which was really great. They had awesome seats. Someone upgraded them for free, which was really cool. And then they had a lot of Halsey notices during the show, and I saw them all, and the whole time I was like, my friends are up there. It was really nice and fun. And then like during the show, I was too far to have like an Is There Somewhere moment, which is like fine, like, hey, like whatever. And I was like, that's fine. But then like during the time where like the crowd like went up, I like looked at Halsey and they looked at me, and I look at him and he looks at me. So, and I look at him. It was me and Halsey, and we were looking. And I said, and she said, right. So, and then the whole crowd is like, woof, like towards them, and I'm just sitting there like, and I'm like a deer in the headlights, like being like, and they're like, and then she's like, everyone please be safe. And I said, so is there somewhere happens, everyone gets their moment, it's so nice, la-di-da-di-da. I open my phone, Anthony DMs me. I have 3 DMs from Anthony. I said, oh my God. I said, we have to go. And Nicole's like, but merch, I want to get merch. I said, Anthony DM'd me, and she goes, let's go, we have to go. So we meet back up with Georgie and with Connie, and Anthony's like, this is the street that I'm on. I said, hold on. I'm still in the venue. I said, hold on. So obviously like, thank you. Right. Thank you. Hold on. I said, oh my God. So I'm like running to my car after this. I don't know what the people at the Fillmore thought of me, but I am sprinting out of the film, And the friends are like, we're doing the Blankie, woo. And everyone's like, woo, who sees me and they know me, the woo, which was so fun. That's going to be so annoying when I watch that back. But I got the Blankie from my car and I'm like, let's move. And we're running. I can't see anything. I'm running into poles. Nicole has my phone because I'm like, someone else needs to take this, right? Like I can only be responsible for me and the blanket, and I can barely be responsible for me, right? So like I need someone else to have my phone. I need someone else to be talking to Anthony while I am holding this big 35-pound blanket. So Nicole's an angel, and Nicole was like, I'll take it. So she's like saying, like, Anthony says, like, you can only go behind the gate. And I'm like, what gate? And she's like, I don't know what gate. And I'm running. And I'm like, I can't see anything. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what he's talking about, gate. So I'm like, whatever. I don't know what he's saying. So Connie is leading the way. I am following with this big Blankie. I'm like running into people. By the way, if I saw you after the concert, I'm so sorry for who I was, because I had one thing on my brain, and it was give this to Halsey. So I'm so sorry if I like saw you and like I wasn't kind. I don't know if I wasn't kind, but like, you know what I mean? Like I was very much like, let's go. So we went, and then I hear Connie be like, oh my God, Anthony's right there. And I said, maybe I don't want to give this to her. I'm scared. And so I'm like, okay, so in my brain, right, I'm giving this to Anthony to give to Halsey. That's what is in my brain. My brain says, give this to Anthony, and then Anthony will give it to Halsey, because I don't know if like anyone who's watching this, if you were even still watching this, remembers, but when I went to see Halsey at the XM show, I gave Anthony a rose quartz, and he gave it to her. And I was like, so in my brain, I'm like, he's going to give it to her. Like, you know what I mean? I like trust Anthony with my life. He's going to give it to her. So I see him. He goes, are you Jules? I should have been like, no, I'm some other bitch with a 35-pound blanket. And I'm saying that with love. With like me. Like I can't believe I made a 35-pound blanket. That's crazy. So I'm like, yeah, it's me, like, hi. And then I like put the blanket, like the box with the blanket in it, like on the rail, the gate that he was talking about, the gate. I put it on there because at this point I like have been running with it, and my hands are tired, right? Like I'm like dry heaving, like I'm at this point tired. So I put it down. I say, here you go. And he goes, you could just come this way. Huh? He goes, you could just. I said, and he goes, we'll be right back. Like, I'm sorry, like I can only take her, but like we'll be right back. And I said, and my friends were like, that's okay, no worries, sounds good, have fun. And I was like, and then there's a video that if my friends can edit it, they'll edit it in here. I am not putting that on them, but if they can, we see. Now it gets juicy. So I'm walking through, and I walk through, he brings me through like the back door, and he opens it up, and then he brings me like through, like there's like people are doing things, like they're working, like, you know, so like I don't know how to explain it. If you've ever like been in like chorus or like band at like school, it's like that, like that's like what was going on like back there, like that is similar vibe. And then he brought me to like this room, and he was like, and there was a couch and like a candle lit, and it was very fall and cozy, and he was like, and you can just like wait right here for a second. I said, okay. Mind you, I'm still because I just ran through the streets of Philly. Anyway, so I'm like catching my breath, and what an angel, because as soon as I like stopped like not breathing, I look up and Anthony goes, and here's Ash. And I go, and Halsey like runs through, she goes, hey, and I was like, I don't even know what I did. You guys, I don't even know what I did. I must have done something. Surely I did something. I don't know what it was, but I did something. So we hugged, and it was great. And I was like, oh my God, it's so nice to meet you. And she was like, did you like the concert? Did you like the show? Did you enjoy the show? I was like, mm-hmm. I said, I did very much. Thank you. And then I said, at some point I was like, is there somewhere? And she goes, yeah. And like that, yeah, was so, I like felt so seen in that moment, which is so wild. Like I felt so seen by her, and that's so crazy. And I know that we were making eye contact, but just like that confirmation from them was really cool, because I know that we've locked eyes before, and that was confirmation that we did. So that was really cool. They were so nice. Like Halsey was so nice. And she was telling me how she was like, the only things that I have like this, she's like, I don't know how to do that. Like, I don't know. And it was really nice. I'm going everywhere. But she was like, she called it crocheting. And if you are a crocheter or a knitter, you know that you don't call it knitting if it's crocheting, and you don't call it crocheting if it's knitting, right? They're different. They're very different. Crocheting is one hook. Knitting is 2 needles. I don't know how to knit. I don't know how to do that. If you know how to knit, God bless, because I don't know how to do that. I know how to crochet. I can do 1 needle. And she like knew that, you know, like she was like, thank you for crocheting this, which was so nice, because I mean, Halsey could like say anything to me and I'd be like, it's okay, thank you so much. But that meant a lot that she like took the time to like know what I was doing for her, which is so cool. And she was like, I love the colors that you chose. I said, I love the songs that you chose. And then Halsey was like, sorry. I said, oh, what? Don't ever, first of all, don't ever apologize to me. Second of all, why are you sorry? And she was like, you know, like I could have taken this from you like 2 months ago. Like, cause I don't know if we know, but Halsey DM'd me like 2 months prior and was like, hey, like I really want you at Badlands. Like what's closest to you? So I guess like they were like, oh, I could have given it. Hey, never apologize to me ever, actually. Like, do you know what I mean? So, that was really cool. And my heart's like beating the way it was like when I met her. And she was just so nice. And like, I just felt seen and understood. And she was like, the only thing that I have that's like handmade like this is for my grandmom. She's like, I don't know how to do this. Like, I have stuff in my, like this, like, but it's all for my grandmom. I don't know how to do it. I'm like, that's so cool. And then she said something along the lines of like, this blanket's going to be in my home. Like, I'm going to keep this in my home and it's going to be on the tour bus. They were like, you're going to be sick of seeing it. I said, ah. So that's really exciting. I said, I've taken a nap in this and it's really comfy. And she was like, I plan on taking so many naps in it. So basically we've snuggled, right? Like if we close our eyes and like really don't think about it or look at it, we've snuggled. So that's cool. I love a snuggle sesh with my bestie. So we're talking, whatever. And then, I must have at multiple times just been like, just looking at them. Like, because I was so not expecting to meet them that night. I was expecting to give it to Anthony. And then Halsey comes out. And I'm like, what? So that's cool. And Halsey's like, do you want to take some pictures? I'm like, yeah, like that'd be so cool. And then they were like, oh, I stayed in my outfit because I could have taken my wig off. And they were like, and you know what I look like with my wig off. I said, I know what it, and we were like, And then she was like, but I wanted you to remember what this moment was like. And like, I'm gonna cry. And like, I wanted you to remember like the show and me wearing the same outfit, like in our pictures. So Angel, love you so much. So, and then I was like, at some point I was like, oh wait, I want to show you my tattoo. And cause I have a tattoo of Halsey, and she was like, that's like one of my favorite tattoos of me. And I'm like, what? And she was like, and like we like bonded over that. And I was like, oh my gosh, I don't know if I said this out loud, but I was thinking it in my brain. It won first place at Cherry Hill, like in New Jersey, for the tattoo convention. And I was like, this is so cool. Like I'm getting it, whatever. It was really cool. Listened to her the whole time. And I've been wanting to show them that for a very long time. So that's really cool that they saw it. That's really cool. And then we took pictures and while we were taking pictures, I think we were hugging and Anthony said something. He was like, do you want to take pictures with the blanket? Or I think Halsey said, do you want to take pictures with the blanket? And I said, so I do. And she goes, Anthony, can you go get it? And Anthony's like, yeah. And I said, so we can. I would love to take pictures with the blanket. Here's the thing. It's huge, right? Like it's like not, it's pretty big. And she goes, oh, I know. I watched you throw it off of a balcony. And I said, huh? And she was like, yeah, like, didn't you like, isn't that like how you did the reveal? Didn't you like throw it off of a 2-story balcony? And I said, And she goes, yeah. And Anthony walked in at that point holding it and he was like, huh? And then Halsey was like yelling at not yelling, but like being like, you didn't see it? Like I saw it. Like you need to like catch up or like whatever she said. It was so cute. I was like, oh my God. And she was like, how heavy is that? And he goes, it's not light. And Halsey was like, thank you for lugging that around. I'm so sorry for making you lug it around. I was like, I would do anything. I would do anything for you. Anything. So we're taking pictures and everything. And she's just so nice to me. And she was saying like, what did she say? She was saying, hold on, my ADHD brain. Hold on, I'm pausing. Right. So I've been so annoying, as I am, right? I've been so annoying on twitter.gov and I've been like just DMing her like the whole time, being like, hey. So I told them like what shows I got tickets to, which was Philly nights 1 and 2, and then New York night 2. And they were like, so you went to like last night and tonight? And she was like, and you're going to another one, right? Like what's the third show you're going to? And I was like, New York night 2. And they were like, New York's two months away. They were like, I could learn how to crochet and make you something by then. And I was just laughing. I'm like, but like knowing them, they would like, so if you're Halsey, First of all, second of all, if you're Halsey watching this, do not make me, don't make me anything. Unless you want to like draw something. Or if you like want to hang out socially, no. Anyway, so that was cool, which was really cool. Like, she like sees us and like knows us and loves us and was really cool. And I love her. And before like we left and everything, I like mentioned, because I graduate in 2 weeks. I graduate with my master's in social work, and I was like, it's kind of like the show in New York is kind of like a reward to myself, because I saw you twice before I graduate and then I'm seeing you once after I graduate. So like it's like a reward. And she was like, congratulations, like, that's so great, I'm so proud of you. And I'm like, you proud of me? Of me? Oh, like, so, just, you guys, I love them. I love them. And what an angel. And then another thing too is I noticed afterwards that I wore, so About Face made false eyelashes, like fake eyelashes, with stars in them, like a couple years ago. And I bought it whenever I bought it, and I said, I'm gonna wait to use this at the best time. And I said, I'm gonna use it at night too. So I used them, I put them on night too. And then I realized that I wore them when I met Halsey, and when I met Halsey, she wrote Darling for us, and Darling says, I will kidnap all the stars and I will keep them in your eyes. And I had stars in my eye. Cut the cameras. Are you kidding me? I love her. I love her. I love her. I love her. And then, so I didn't have my phone, right? I already said I didn't have my phone. I gave it to Nicole. Thank God. Also, Nicole, thank God, because I could not have handled one more thing in me. I was like, maybe I made that up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was like, maybe that wasn't real. And I just hallucinated all of it. So I didn't have any pictures. I didn't have any pictures. Halsey had all the pictures. So I'm working. I'm clocked in. And I got a DM. And it's from Halsey. And I said, mind you, the show was on Thursday. And then this was on Sunday. So I'm working at my job. And I look over and I go, I said, oh my God. And I open it. Halsey is mass sending pictures that we took to me personally. Huh? So I was like, I said, this isn't real. I wish this was real, and it's not, unfortunately. So, and it was real. And then the last thing they said was like, hey, like, I'm about to make my post, but I wanted you to have all the pictures that we took so that, like, you can have them. Angel. Like, she did not have to do that. Like, that's so nice. What an angel. Angel. That's so cool. And that's so cool. Like, thank you for watching this. And I'm so sorry it was this long. This is the only way I can do it like this. I love her so much. And I love you guys. And I love that this blanket became what it became. I was not expecting it to be this big. Literally and figuratively. Like, I wasn't expecting it to be as ginormous and huge, as massive as it was, but I also wasn't expecting it to, like, blow up like this. Like, so many people know about the blanket, and I just, like, I can't believe that, like, that enough people care about my art and care about me, and, like, that's a really cool feeling. So I just want to say thank you. Thanks for being you and listening and watching and loving Halsey like I do. And that was easily the best day of my life. Easily. If anyone has any questions, I guess I can answer them. If you think of them, let me know. The one thing I'm going to keep kind of secret is the note. So she wrote me a letter, and I wrote it on my Tumblr. So if you follow me on Tumblr, you can find the explanation of why that means a lot to me. But that means a lot to me. And so that's going to be mine. I'm going to keep that for me. But there's stars on the letter that she drew. And I'm definitely getting the stars tattooed. The concept of having stars filler on a sleeve that Halsey drew. The concept. Okay, that's where I'm going to leave you guys. And I love you. And thank you so much for watching me. And until next time.